following are a series of flexibility tests for swimming, specifically for swimming. The first test involves starting with the arms straight out from the shoulders, your elbows straight out, and then simply lifting the elbows as high as one can get. You want to be aware that the arms don't go forward in this, that they stay in line with the shoulder girdle, and that they just go up. You're really looking for, you can see, although I have some mobility, I can't get my shoulders all the way up to 80 or 90 degrees. Ideally, that would be the case. Maximum shoulder flexibility is key to being able to get my arm over my head efficiently without this restricting it in here. So this is key. So this is the first one here. The second stretch is, or the second flexibility assessment is to see how far up my arm can go from this position. So can I get my arm? I'm going to measure on this side. Obviously I don't want to go back and up. I want to stay directly out perpendicular to my body and come up. And this will show restrictions in the shoulder and back. So we'll test both sides. One at a time. You can do both. One at a time. The next assessment is to test hip flexibility. So in the lying down position, simply raise the leg, straight leg, up into the air. And again, into the air. You're shooting for somewhere in the 80 to 90 degree range. Obviously, I'm not even close. 80 degree, I think, is probably optimal. So anyone under that could benefit from this process of improving flexibility in those areas. That will actually make their stroke easier. Now we're going to measure internal leg rotation. So we start here in the bent knee position, and we rotate the legs away from center, the feet away from center, and we look at that particular flexibility. In this case, you're looking for 80 degrees off center. And you can see I'm not even close. 80 degrees off center is optimal. Now, one thing I really can't show here is there's a strength factor when you pull back together. So if you're standing behind the swimmer when they're in this position, place your hands on their feet. You don't need to press hard, but provide a small amount of resistance and have them push back together. If it's very difficult, they should be able to easily snap this back together, but most people can't. It's generally very weak bringing this back together. That speaks to hip rotator weakness, and then that also needs to improve. So there's some strength training for that particular item as well. This is particularly important for breaststrokers. Now I'm going to measure the difference in change in circumference from completely exhaled to completely inhaled state. So just simply find the end of this. Ideally you're doing this with somebody lying on the table or on the bench, so you do it for them, but in this case I'm doing it myself. I'm going to exhale completely. This is right under the nipple here. Okay, and then I take the measurement. In this case it's 3 1/8 inch. After that, I'm going to measure right at the diaphragm, at the costal arch, at the bottom of the front of the rib cage. Right down there. There's 3 measurements: chest, diaphragm, and belly. Same thing. Exhale completely. In this case, it's 3 1/2 inches. Now I'm going to take the belly. right at the navel. In this case, it's about 3 inches. What we're looking for is 15% minimum increase. 15% minimum increase. So in my case, it was less than all that. So all 3 of these were less. So in this case, 37 is where I start. And I ended up at 40 and an eighth. So I should have been 3.7 times 1.5, whatever that is. 4.5, 5.2. Yeah, I should have been at about 5, 5.5, 6 inches. Something like that for my chest. I'm at 3.5, which is better than most people. Here, let's see, 33.5, and I went 3.5 inches. So that was about 10%. And at my belly, 34, and I went 3 inches. So I'm about 10% in my belly. So all of these I can improve on, but this is great because this helps as a reflection of vital capacity and of the ability of the person to breathe, and that's key. That's something that can improve with my process as well. So this is all documented changes. I measure everything. Hopefully that helps. This last assessment is a measurement of how many degrees I can rotate my head to the side. This is critical for breathing in freestyle. More so, not only because it makes it easy for me to get a breath when I turn my head, but also because I will be twisting my body more to get a breath if I'm unable to turn my head. So that will disrupt my stroke. 90 degrees is optimal. You can see I'm not at 90. The vast majority of people won't even come close.